What's up, Spellslingers and Highlander enthusiasts? Havoc here, and today we are looking at the black cards coming out in Dominaria. Are there any format-breaking cards or must-have removal spells? What new commanders are there, and do any of them warrant buying new sleeves and a deck box to take and torment your playgroup with? We look to answer all of these questions in our Dominaria set review for black cards today. So what are we looking for here? What do we expect to get out of black in any new set? Removal? Sure, we got some of that. Sacrifice effects? Yeah, that's in there too. And of course, the number one thing on all of our minds is fungus. Wait, what? Well, before we get to that, let's look at the new legendary creatures that Dominaria has to offer. Well, let's just kick things off with Big Daddy Belzenlock himself. A 6-mana 6/6 with Flample is nice, and then he has that wall of text ability, so let's break that down. This is basically a draw 1 non-land card at the cost of 1 life. Then you get to repeat this process if the card's CMC is 4 or greater. So here's a card that wants you to have a lot of those mid-range to high CMC cards in your deck, but he doesn't actually give you anything in his abilities to help you cast those cards. Granted, I'm not sure he needs to. I mean, if you build your deck correctly, this could be a huge threat and draw you a few cards. I like it. I'm not sure he fits the bill for a mono black commander, but I'm more than willing to give it a try. Next is Jasu Ves, Lich Knight. Now here's a card that I can get behind. He's in 2 relevant creature types, Zombie and Knight. Now I already have this guy in my Black-White Knights Brawl deck, but I think he might do well as a mono black zombie commander as well. I like him on turn 4, and I like him in the late game when he can give you 8 zombies. Unless your opponents are sitting on a board wipe, then this is pretty much game over. I like a lot. Karzarov Singir Pureblood is next. We actually have a Rakdos card here because of that red mana symbol down in the text box, and I can see this potentially getting out of control with some board pinging cards that we got in Ixalan, but overall, I'm not a fan. I don't see much synergy and Rakdos colors in Standard right now. We did get some in Dominaria, but still, I feel like this is very narrow and doesn't really have a lot of support. We have Trogar, Famine Incarnate. If you're looking for an Aristocrats commander for Brawl, this might be your ticket right here. Build your deck around value when things die, and not only will you be casting a 7/6 for a fraction of the cost, but you'll be getting all the value from sacking your own creatures. Oh, and did you read that second paragraph of text? Target player's life total becomes half of the starting total. That can either be a huge life, especially if you're up against a life gain deck. All that life you just gained, yeah, it doesn't matter now. Or this could get you out of the hole that you're sitting in if you're at just a few life left. Now, it's just half of your starting life total, but that could give you the time you need in order to get back into the game. And now you have a 7/6 avatar on the battlefield to help you out. Yeah, I like this card too. Next is Urgaros, the Empty One. Very interesting text on this card, and I think I like it. The one thing I don't like about this card is its toughness. If this was a 4/4, it would be a slam dunk. Yes, I want this in all of my black decks, but I don't know. Even with that, I like the hand disruption here, and a little chaos to go with it of discarding a card at random. I like that too. This might be a try it out and see if the 3 toughness comes into effect case. I don't really like this as a commander in either EDH or Brawl, but a solid maybe as a creature for each. Next is Whisper, Blood Liturgist. An even better Aristocrats commander here. I told you we had sacrifice effects. I like this card, and if I had to choose a mono black commander for Brawl right now, I think this might be my choice. This is totally the build around me ability that I look for in interesting decks to build. Now the art and the flavor text is a little creepy, but the effect is super powerful. I'm thinking of getting what tokens I can as sack fodder here, and then also try to send as much stuff to the yard as I can to cheat mana costs into play like crazy. Yep, I'm in. I'm totally in with Whisper. And our last legend is Yargle, Glutton of Urborg. Why? Why do we need a legendary 9/3 Spirit Frog right now? The flavor text is interesting, I guess, but again, why? Why do we need to know this? A 5-mana 9/3 Frog Spirit just doesn't do it for me. Legendary dud for sure. In my opinion, the legends in black are great. A few build around me commanders that could actually be supported in Brawl and definitely in EDH. Black has a lot for brewers to work with. I'm definitely going to take advantage of that while I can. Now, for the rest of the notable black cards we're getting in Dominaria. First off, all of the fungi Saplings synergy. Let's go through the cards. First, we have Deathbloom Thallid. Now, to me, this looks like a nightmare, hellish version of Vileplume, the Pokemon. What do you think? Now, the Deathbloom Thallid and the other cards are obviously meant to support Slimefoot, and I'm okay with that. Let's make Slimefoot Brawl a thing. Other sapling support in black is Fungal Infection. This can take care of mana dorks and make us a sapling at the same time. We have Thallid Omnivore. This is a sack outlet for saplings, and just look at that art. That's so disturbing. It's a plant eating another plant. No. And we also have Thallid Soothsayer. This is another fungus creature and a sack outlet to draw a card. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but the obvious deck these might fit in is Gave Guru Spores. They just all take advantage of what he's already trying to do, and I can't wait to put these in there and make a Slimefoot Brawl deck or maybe an EDH deck as well. Moving on from the fungi Saplings synergy, we have Cast Down, a 2-mana kill spell at instant speed. Yes, please. Now, I know that there's going to be a lot of legends walking around everywhere in a Dominaria standard environment, but this still hits plenty of targets, so I think it warrants including in your Brawl deck list if you're in black. We have Demonic Vigor. Now, I know that auras get a bad rap most of the time, but I actually like this one, especially in an aggressive deck. You can put this on one of your attackers, maybe force a trade, and you get your creature back. I like. Divest is for 1 mana, and as far as 1 mana hand disruption spells go, I think you could do a whole lot worse than Divest. In our standard environment, this has to find a target like 90% of the time. There are plenty of hand disruption themes in EDH2, and they're always looking for more effects like this. Phyrexian Scriptures, what an awesome looking card. Now, I like this in my Brea deck, obviously, and it's graveyard hate for your opponents as well, so 2 birds with 1 stone really in an artifacts heavy deck. Yeah, I love everything about this card. I love the art, I love that it's a saga, I love the effects. Yes, why wouldn't you play or find a way to play this card? Settle the Score is next, and I know this looks a little slow and clunky, but I think Atraxa Super Friends decks are going to be looking at this card very closely. Getting rid of a threat with Exile and potentially getting one of your walkers into alt range is just too tempting to say no. The Eldest Reborn is another saga that we have. This is a little expensive and a little slow, but absolutely powerful, especially in our multiplayer format because it says each opponent. You are surely going to get some target to reanimate on lore counter 3. Let's hope that it's a planeswalker. How sweet would that be? We have Vicious Offering, removal, and a sack outlet on 1 card. Yep, I need this right now in my Eiley deck. I don't know what's going on in this picture, but it doesn't look like it feels good. But this card definitely has a place in the right deck. Rite of Belzenlock. I like this card in an Aristocrats deck, and it's a great finisher in any deck that produces some tokens. I'm thinking of putting this into my Slimefoot deck, actually, because there will be tons of saplings running around to sack if we need to. We also have another saga in Chainer's Torment. Again, this fits nicely into a life gain deck where you can gain back the life that you lose when this saga hits lore counter 3. But really, I just want to put this card on the screen so we could all just appreciate the art. Wow, just look at that. This reminds me of some like alien xenomorph art going on here, and it's awesome. Finally, we have the Dreadshade. This is just a straight up include in all mono black decks. So powerful for a 3-drop. I mean it. Every mono black deck needs this Dreadshade. I don't know how it could be more straightforward than that. If you're running mono black, get a copy of this and play it. You can thank me later. And that's it for my set review for the Dominaria black cards. I think black is in a pretty good place right now. Like I said at the beginning, you get all the things you would expect from black plus fungus. I think this might be the deepest color of the set, but we'll have to keep reviewing before we can make that judgment. But what did you think? Did I miss any black cards that you saw and loved? What do you think of my assessment? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you like this video and want to see more, please give me a like. It helps out a lot. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified when my videos drop. Once again, my name is Havoc. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.